In this video, we're going to be looking over this Canon Sure Shot 35mm film camera, and my goal here in making this video is to put this through all of the kinds of testing that you would want to do on it yourself if you had it in your own hands in order to assess condition of it. So we are going to use this set of batteries, AA, and this scrap roll of film to put this camera through its paces and check out its function. So let's get started by opening the battery compartment on the bottom. And as we see here, these contacts are nice and shiny. Oftentimes these cameras were put away with AA batteries that have leaked over years or decades and just made a horrible mess. This one is pretty nice. I had seen a little bit of bluish tinge on one of the terminals down inside there, but it looks pretty bright and shiny. So let's just go ahead and load these batteries in. We've got one with the positive up, one with the positive down, and we'll close the compartment. It latches properly. And so now we can turn the camera on with this function right here. And we see it comes to life. Now we'll go around the back and load the camera, and we open the back with this little latch right here, and the back opens up. As we look at this, the inside looks very nice and clean, and it's a nice design because there are these ridges all the way around that mate with ridges here on the door, which mean that it doesn't have any foam light seals that can go bad. And on a camera of this age, that is always a problem. That foam that they used has always broken down, and this camera, I do not see any anywhere, so that's really nice. So let's load this roll of film over on this side, and we slide that in there and pull the leader across into the take-up area, and then we close the door. And then now in the film counter window there's an S, and so we have to advance that up until that shows 1 to make sure that we have wound in all of the film that was exposed during the loading process. And then on this camera you also have to set the ASA or ISO manually, and this one goes up to 1000, and there's a little dial or a little control right here on the bottom of the lens, and so we can move that all the way down. It goes as low as, looks like 50, but let's just set it at something typical like, let's set it at 100. That's a common value for film. And then let's point this off here and take a picture. Okay, now I saw the shutter activate in there, and it worked, and it has now advanced this to the next position. They put dots between the numbers, but I can see the 1 and then the next dot. Let's try the self timer, and we do that by just pulling down this lever here, and then we push this, and now you could run and be in the group picture. This camera doesn't have any warning as to when it's going to actually finish its cycle, so let's just watch. And there it did. Okay. The next thing we want to check is the flash, and the flash here will pop up if you just pull on this little switch, and when it's ready it will glow orange right here, and it just turned that, and I'm going to turn this light off so you can see that. See the little orange glow right in there. So now we can point this camera off here and watch the flash. It certainly went off. I don't know how well that shows in the videos because of the speed and everything, but it certainly did go. So now what I think I want to do is point this camera right here, and we're going to watch the shutter pretty quick. And now with the camera in exactly the same orientation, I'm going to shut off my lights here, and we're going to watch things kind of adjust to the light. But now if we take a picture, much bigger aperture I saw, and much slower shutter speed. So that tells me that the electronics that are controlling the settings are functioning. So now we're up to picture 6. I think this is a roll of only 6 or 7 shots. So let's finish off this roll and then check the rewind. Okay, that reached the end. So to rewind on this camera, you have to push this unlock button and slide that rewind all the way over. And now we see it's winding the film back past 1, back to S, and then we'll hear it break free. And it keeps winding just to make sure that it goes far enough, but I know it's far enough, so I'm going to unlock that and just stop that. And now you can open that up, and there the film has wound all the way back into this cartridge, and if this were real film we could send that in for processing. So the camera, everything that I just tried functioned the way that I would expect it to. I'm going to shut that lens cover, and the camera comes with this fitted Canon branded case that it fits into. You can just slide that in there like that. Nice to split the strap on both sides and close that. And also, if you want the case tethered to the camera, you can just simply put this little snap right on there with the case, with the strap through it, and then whenever you take the camera out of the case and you've got the strap around your neck, the case is always there right with you. The case has some wear, as we can see along here, a little discoloration, and on the back there's a belt loop if you want to put it on your belt. But all in all, a fairly nice used example of the Canon Sure Shot.